Personally, I had issues with my landlord. Every time you pay rent, you need to send a message. You wait another 3-4 days for them to confirm, is it paid? You also have to wait for a receipt to come in. Sometimes they don't update the receipt. You get balances of the previous month. You get it's a headache in the market.
What we actually benefit from this program is, number one, besides the mentorship, they actually streamline your idea, because sometimes you start a business with all ideas scattered in all places. So they're able to streamline an idea and also help you scale. And by helping you scale is introduction to funding opportunities in terms of being able to develop this business from an idea or a concept. And I think I would actually encourage any startup, given an opportunity, to join accelerators like FAST.
My name is Ronald Mutuku. I'm co-founder, SILQU. My background is in IT. I've been in IT for the last 14 years.
My name is Bramwell Kipkoskei. I am the co-founder and also chief marketing and strategist for SILQU. SILQU is a Kenyan startup. We are based in Nairobi, Kenya. And the idea behind SILQU came about, 1 year ago, basically. My co-founder and I, he's been in the IT space for the last 15 years with experience from all over Africa. Myself, I've been in the real estate space for 10 years now. One of the challenges that we are facing, not just in Kenya, basically, I think the whole of Africa, if you're looking at home ownership and the process that takes to it, especially after one has already invested in a rental property, there are a couple of challenges that any home buyer or developer comes across. And these can somely be generalized as management, right? And there are no proper systems that can be able to automate the whole process from start to end. And that is where SILQU comes in. So what we do is we automate all processes in terms of real estate. So our technology is specifically on real estate. And we automate things like payments, rent payments. We also automate billing. We also automate communication so that you're also updated in real time what your tenants are doing. So in that, we actually mitigate the landlord-tenant issues. So SILQU is an advanced tech platform in the real estate space.
Yes. Let's speak about the industry that your company belongs to, the general view of what your experience has been.
Yeah. We are in the real estate industry, and I think the idea behind real estate, for a long time, it has been perceived as a luxurious purchase for very few. And you're looking at real estate as very expensive. So you're either coming into real estate to buy as an investment, where you just want to put your money somewhere for capital gain, or you're actually buying for that passive income that is investing into the rental space. So that is directly where SILQU falls in, for those people who are buying real estate for the passive income. And now this technology is able to automate so that you actually have worked so hard to put your money into the real estate while you're spending so much in collecting it. So we use technology to automate that whole process.
All right.
Yes.
So one of the metrics that we're going to use to figure out the space that you are in, the Kenyan economy, is the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Maybe you can run us down how this fits into your space.
Right. I think we are focusing on industry, infrastructure, and development. We are using technology, of course, to innovate how people perceive real estate and how actually right now most of the processes in the real estate are doing. We are also innovating in terms of the industry. Most of our competitors are also working towards using technology to automate the whole process in real estate. So that is what we focus on in terms of the UN sustainable goals.
Personally, I had issues with my landlord. Every time you pay rent, you need to send a message. You wait another 3-4 days for them to confirm, is it paid? You also have to wait for a receipt to come in. Sometimes they don't update the receipt. You get balances of the previous month. You get it's a headache in the market. So we decided to automate these processes. So another example is I lived in a house for an entire year without the landlord ever knowing I was there. because that transparency was not there. So based on those factors, we decided, why don't we come up with these solutions to just make sure everything which is happening in your property you can see, all the financials you can see, all the reports you can see. So that's how SILQU came to what it is.
Okay. Yourself, you come from the IT background, like you said.
Yes.
Your colleague, co-founder, comes from the management space.
Yes.
In what industry would you say SILQU belongs to?
It's a mixture of real estate and finance. It's a mixture of fintech and proptech. Because remember, proptech cannot exist without fintech because money has to be transacted into the platform. So we normally categorize ourselves as a proptech with a fintech inside. Yes. So we are our kind of setup is in is a fintech for the property, for the real estate only space. Yes.
Okay. And speaking of real estate and the industry that you fit into,
yes,
one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals is in housing.
Yes.
Which part of housing or within the industry, do you feel you solve some of the challenges? Yeah. Which is the challenge that you solved the most?
You see, when you build houses and you are able to manage them easily, the next thing for investors and developers is to come up with more houses. Actually, one of our clients, by the time he's finishing one unit, he goes on to build the next. Because we normally say, you cannot invest so much into building and still invest the same in management. So we are making it easier to manage for them to build more. And in essence, if you make the management cheaper, it leads to cheaper housing. So affordable housing still, we are powering affordable housing by just making the process simpler, affordable, and easier.
We built this solution that can actually accommodate from low-income landlords all the way to the high-end estates. I'll give an example here in Kenya. You're looking at areas like Mwiki, Dandora, and the likes, to areas like Kilimani. And in that, you're looking at also other entities, corporate entities that are also doing something similar to us, but they do not have that technological background or the technological backup. And that is why SILQU now can be able to actually advance them in the technology. So yes, we can be classified as an SMA, of course, and I think that's a proper way to actually look at what SILQU is doing in the industry.
Okay. So as an SME or as a startup,
yes.
You obviously need funding.
Yes.
In upscaling, which is
yes.
B&I.
Yes.
What has been your general experience? And maybe you can start from receiving the news of the FAST Accelerator.
Right.
What has been the general experience?
I think it's every startup's dream to actually be able to move from a concept to a minimum viable product. And there are a couple of challenges that every startup faces. Besides funding, there's the marketing, there's the whole mentoring and all that. So FAST is actually an accelerator that is able to mold from an idea to a concept, and not just from a concept to actually making your business viable. So what we looked at, or rather what we actually benefit from this program, is number one, besides the mentorship, they actually streamline your idea, because sometimes you start a business with all ideas scattered in all places. So they're able to streamline an idea and also help you scale. And by helping you scale is introduction to funding opportunities, because again, you need the funding to be able to scale your business to the next level. So I think that is one of the things that our business specifically is indebted to FAST. We are eager to actually get to see where this business is going to be in the next 5 years.
Speaking of managing the apartments,
yes.
So there's sustainable housing. Does SILQU manage other properties that are not exactly affordable, but within the rental space?
If you do a good math, like for example, you pay 1,000 shillings a day, by the end of a month, you're paying 30,000. So we've noticed that most of these people, once you give them flexible options and give them banking options, different banking options, they're able to survive even if there is no businesses or when business is low. They're able to survive through and being able to pay their rentals on time. So I think we are more kind of promoting now, creating that relationship and promoting a better relationship between the owners and the small businesses or even individuals who are not able to pay all of it in one batch. Because you remember, the kind of business models we have mostly in Kenya, most of these people, they make income in daily or weekly terms. Not many people are doing the monthly unless you are on salary or you're expecting different invoices on month. So if you look at the most of the SME sector, most of these people are getting money haphazardly without any specific pattern. So with this kind of flexible ways where you can manage your rental units without having to budget for it, it creates that flexibility of you getting your money on time. And at the end of the day, the landlord gets 100% collections. You are able to pay. You reduce that problems with the landlord of exchanging words of why you're not paid and a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yourself as well, you're facing challenges as well as a startup, and one of the measures you've taken,
Yes,
is working with an accelerator.
Yes.
Which is how we interacted.
yes.
What was the general feeling when you were accepted into the FAST Accelerator?
It was a very good mood. I think we had a celebration in the office that at least we had someone to hold us. We've been financing the business from when it started out of our pockets, and we really are looking forward to have someone at least support us in one way or another, where to be able to bring this dream into reality. And we were happy. We were so happy that some guys came in and showed interest that they can support us and take us to the next level, because we want to take this product to as many people and many regions as possible within the next few months or years, so that we can give solutions and cover the entire maybe Africa region, where this is a big problem across. This applies. You go to Zambia, you go to Angola. We've actually had some inquiries in Angola and Rwanda on the product, and we are looking at how we can partner with those guys, have a kind of a mutual partnership, and be able to bring these solutions across Africa for this space we are in. Because one of the key things which we also having is data. And this data is helping people make decisions in terms of their future, in terms of their what kind of a person you're dealing with, in terms of your projections. This kind of data is very core to our system, and this is needed across the globe.
9-10 months down the line, we've actually moved from just an idea to a proof of concept with a product that is already generating revenue. We are currently crossing the 1,000 mark in terms of clientele. We're not yet at break even, but I think with the current strategies we have in place, this will actually come in handy in the next 2-3 months. And a bigger factor to this is we clearly had clear marketing strategies, and of course, with the marketing strategies, we knew who to target, where our audience is, where our clientele is, what they're looking for, and what that's the solution we are giving them. So being able to address the pain points and the solution is what has actually helped us come this far in terms of the milestones. So we also are intending to actually be a global name, if I can put it at that, within the next 2-3 years. And I think we are in line with the couple of strategies that we've actually acquired from the accelerator.
Yeah.
So you guys are planning to migrate to Azure, at least test the system?
Yes.
The Azure platform?
Yes.
And you have a couple of solutions you want to try out.
Yeah.
From your research so far, what are your expectations as far as the cloud platform goes? I know you've used cloud before.
Right.
So maybe you can give the general experience within the cloud platform.
All right. I think because the credits will come in handy. One, because the kind of technology we use is mostly accessed via the cloud. These credits will go a long way in actually enhancing that kind of technology that we have. And of course, part of the other expenses that a startup incurs is being able to have funding to be able to secure these credits from other service providers. So definitely, these free credits can go a long way, so we can actually utilize the funds that we would have used to pay for the current service to now being able to put it somewhere else in the system. But I think because my co-founder is actually the IT expert, he's going to delve more on how this will actually impact our business. But so far, I think, ours is just to express gratitude, of course. We've learned a lot in terms of being able to develop this business from an idea or a concept. And I think I would actually encourage any startup given an opportunity to join accelerators like FAST. It's very important to be able to have a clear path in terms of what you want this business to achieve. And sometimes it's difficult if you don't have a mentor or a person who's been in the similar setup before. And I think people like accelerators like FAST enable you to have a clear vision of where you want the business to be. You know, as a founder, most of the time when you're starting an idea, you think you're going to have solution 1, 2, 3, 4. But at the end of the day, you realize that solution 1 was actually what was needed in the market. So being able to identify the pain points, being able to clearly identify who is your clientele, being able to have a clear marketing strategy. And you need people who are experienced to be able to teach you some of these things. And that is why FAST and any other accelerator comes in handy for these particular lessons.
Yes. All right. Yeah, I'm going to come back to data and management of data.